What's up, wrestling fans? So last night, you guys know somebody was ejected from Monday Night Raw, and there was a guy doing suck it to the security and everything. Big distraction for a second. Little did we know it was Felicia Rose, the People's Tramp, somebody who we've known here for a few years. I'm friends with her on Facebook. She's always been really cool. But it was her that got ejected, and it wasn't for having a sign that said "F me, Finn." It was because of. It's a crazy situation. Anyway, I got some video of it and the interview right here. Also, on top of that, like, this is sort of breaking news on top of this whole thing, if you want to call it that. Sitting right next to them was also Grimm's Toy Show, who was sitting a few rows away, and he got the whole thing on video, apparently. So we're going to look to have a follow-up on that from Grimm afterwards. That's pretty crazy. But I do have the interview with Felicia right now, or the conversation, whatever you want to call it. And here it is. Enjoy. What's up, everybody? I'm here with Felicia Rose. She's the one that got kicked out of Raw last night. This is not the first person I've talked to after getting ejected from a Raw. And really familiar with you, everybody should be, because when's the first time that people started paying attention to you? Was it because of the face fuck me Finn sign?
Yeah, it was NXT 3 years ago, exactly. So that's the first time I was called a fat whore online. And it's been a strong 3 years ever since.
Well, it's like, it's kind of like, you know, some people love you. Some people call you stuff just to call you stuff. Some people believe it too. Like, it's whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I'm polarizing. I get it. I don't expect everybody to like who I am. I do, however, have a problem with the ridiculous lies people are spreading, but it's entertaining at least. So.
Well, yeah, like I mean, I can even name a couple things that I know that don't seem like they're real. Like, the first thing I heard was that you, somebody said that you guys got kicked out. Like, oh, she got kicked out on purpose. You know, she brought some guy to, like, get drunk and act crazy so she'd get kicked out so she'd be in the news or something. That was the one I read this morning that I was like, what?
What? I like that. What? Yeah, right. I have money to do that. Like, what the fuck? That's so stupid.
What?
Why would I ever do that? Like, that's such a stupid thing to do. And honestly, I don't know if people know this, but I just started to become a wrestling manager, and I know what it's like to have an audience, you know what I mean, like, interrupt the match in a bad way versus a good way, versus, well, you know, not versus a good way, I should say, versus just, like, getting into it and, like, chanting and things like that. So, like, I would never want to be interruptive, and that's not what I was trying to be. I stood up for a few seconds. I saw other people around me, like, out of my peripheral vision standing up. I didn't realize, like, the 2 or 3 rows right behind me were sitting. No one said a word, by the way, because, like, where I was standing, like, there was enough room where you could see around me. Nobody behind me said anything. It was security that started to say to sit down. So I actually sat down, like, on multiple occasions, and then as things, like, progressed throughout the match, like, I stood up, like, excitedly, and other people were standing too, and then I would sit back down. And then, like, toward the end, like, toward my end of being there, the person that was to my left started to get aggressive with security, because security was like, all right, you need to sit down. And I wasn't even paying attention to what was happening.
Were you there by yourself? Were you there by yourself?
No, so that person, actually, I never met them before until the night before. They asked if I wanted to go to the show the next day, and I was like, yeah, fucking absolutely. You're nice. Let's go. And that was that. I went to the show, met up with them.
That guy was to your left? You knew that was the guy who was like, hey, want to go to the show?
Yeah, I mean, I can't say I know him, but he, you know, he asked if I wanted to go to the show, and I said, absolutely. People have taken me to shows plenty of times, and it's just a simple, like, meet them there, go to the show, enjoy myself. You know, wrestling fans get that. That's a normal thing. You know what I mean? So, like, I go with this person, have no clue, like, what his deal is. He was nice, like, whatever. He was enjoying the show. I agree that, like, there's a level and there's a line, and maybe he crossed the line, but I wasn't paying attention to that. I was just, like, watching the match, getting excited. Then I realized that there's, like, all this ruckus going on to my left, and I'm like, wait, what is happening behind me? You know what I mean? And then I'm getting pushed. I got like pushed into the fucking bar in front of me.
Yeah, how come the guy that like shoved him into you didn't get kicked out? That guy behind you, like that was weird.
Like I have a video from behind of like like the fan shoving him. Like this kid didn't do anything first. I don't think he. Well, as far as like not listening to security and getting in their face, and he was trying to like create, I feel like, a stir at that point because he was getting riled up by people around. All of them start to take out their cameras and like, what
started this? The
thing is people talk shit, but they're the ones that are promoting it and making it happen. So it's like he got excited by everybody else getting excited about it. Obviously, what started?
What was the first thing that started that? Because like, so then I saw that video you sent me where it looks like all the fans were cheering about him for some reason, and then he. Like, what was the first thing that got him to be caught by all the other fans around? Like, what was the intrigue there?
I think it was just like at first, I don't know. Like at first when we were standing, like I said, nobody would say anything when we were first standing, and then like I would sit back down because I'm not a big like stand and be in everybody's way person. Like I'll stand for a few seconds and sit back down. I know how it works. I'm not an asshole. You know what I mean?
Well, but it seemed like a positive.
I did that a few times, but then he started to stand and stay, and I think he like stayed standing, and then security kept coming over and being like sit, and then he was getting like not getting in their face but like responding back with like no, I'm excited, like, and then he did like the whole like suck it thing, and that's when everybody started to like go crazy, and it just got worse from there. And I literally, if you look at the video, I was so like, I have no clue what's happening right now. You know what I mean? I even said, I was like, wait, I have to leave? Like, what the fuck did I do? I was just like, in the other angles, you could see people were standing, but way before anything was even happening, they were standing also because the match was like getting lit. So like people were standing up in excitement too. It just looked from like one angle really bad because the two rows behind us weren't standing at all.
No, I can see.
Nobody asked us to sit. You know what I mean?
I can see
like,
what happened.
Nobody said a word.
It looked like there was a couple of families or something, so they were all sitting. There was like older people. So for some reason, like you had the two rows behind you guys were the ones where the people weren't standing. Because yeah, everybody behind them were standing, and everyone in front of you was standing, and then you were standing.
Well, right, exactly. It's just a really bad perspective. And I also have photos from the Megatron people took of me from earlier in the night because we were on the camera a few times, where everybody else is standing and either I'm sitting or I'm standing there, and they all have their arms up and I'm just standing there politely watching. So like, it's not like I was sitting there screaming my guts out the entire time. It was one match. I was getting into it at the end, like supporting a wrestler that I was, people were like, oh, she was screaming that she wanted him to do her, blah, blah. I was like, nah, see, like I put that on a sign, man. Like I don't have to scream it. There's children around. I'm not trying to swear and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, and if I ever like scream out a joke, it's like a jokey thing, like coup de grace, like just something that like doesn't even make sense. Like, like something that obviously is not something a kid would be like, well, that definitely means bukkake. You know what I mean? Like, shut the fuck up. So people are just making up shit about me. I'm a big whore. I interrupted the match, blah, blah, blah. I didn't do any of that. I was just excited. And then the person to my left just so happened to cause a scene, and I was kind of sort of wrapped up in it, and I didn't mean to be. So
yeah, I mean, I can see that by looking at the video.
Softly kicked out, by the way. Like it was a soft kick out. Nobody escorted me. Nobody watched that I left. People were chanting for me to stay. Like I went pee after. I could have probably went right back in the arena, honestly. So like, not that I was comfortable at that point because people were also chanting asshole. I don't know if that was at me. So I was like, let me get the fuck out of here. I'm not trying to, I already have enough haters. I don't need like somebody to come up to me and do something. But at the same time, I was like, it was a soft kick out on my part. He was escorted out of the building. I was not. Obviously, it was a very like, they just saw that I was standing and they were like, you're going with him. And I was like, okay, whatever. I don't get it. But that's the
you
story.
Should have pulled the woman card. You should have been like, I just got assaulted. Like, I'm a woman. I got assaulted.
I know, I did. Like, I just got fucking pushed into. Like, like
the guy
I almost
behind
could have. Somebody was like, you could have like flipped over that bar. I was like, yeah, I definitely could have. Like, and that would have been terrible. So
man, how far down was it?
Ridiculous.
It's like 20 feet down over that bar, isn't it?
It's like 10, but still. It's
I would have
enough
gone over
to,
then.
like...
I would have thrown myself over. I've been like, all right, let's go. You know,
yeah, and then everybody would have been like, oh, she threw herself over because she's a whore, you know, like, whatever.
No, a lot of people are supporting you. Like, this is stupid. I mean, the guy maybe, but it's so, like, what it looks like to me is, yeah, so people wanted you to sit. Now, my experience at WWE events, and this is just, it always goes this way. I don't know why, it sucks, but they really hold the first row, like, responsible for everything. I don't know why. But, like, if everybody else is standing, like, I was at, in Worcester recently, and I was, you know, in the front, and everybody was standing, and I was standing, and the security lady, the guard, was telling me to sit. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, I've noticed that. But were you ringside? I wasn't ringside.
Well,
I was a level up from ringside. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't on, like, camera.
Well, I think it's just like whatever the starting row is, like, they hold that row responsible. But I mean, like, in this case, I was ringside, but also the whole place was standing and cheering, same sort of thing. It was like in the middle of a thing, and everyone behind me was standing, because I knew it, because I turned around to look, and I looked around and I said, no, everyone's standing. I'm not going to sit.
Yeah, like that's so it's so weird. The rules are so weird. And this is the first time, actually, I've ever had an issue at Barclays. Ever. Yeah. Every sign I've ever held up, never taken away. I've never had an issue. Not that, listen, I know face fuck me Finn is not appropriate. Like, obviously, I literally knew what was going to happen, and I did it. I was like, it's the last year. I'm just going to fucking do it for 10 seconds, see if I can get away with it. And I didn't. Okay, no big fucking deal. But at the end of the day, I expected Sunday. I expected ejection. Also was a soft ejection. Could have went back to my seat. So, like, it, once again, a comfort thing. So at the end of the day, like, you know, I've never had really bad experience with In fact, I was at fucking Barclays on Saturday, and my tickets ended up getting fucked up somehow. And I was crying outside, and some woman that works there came up to me and gave me a fucking 2 sweet passes. So, like, too sweet, huh? So I honestly, like, you know, I've had good experiences with them, but it comes to, like, right around the ring. Like, I'm never sitting around there again. You know what I mean? Like, anywhere else you can enjoy yourself in that place. But you're right. Like, it's like anywhere that's, like, right in that area. Well, you have to act like a freaking, you know, like you're at an opera.
Well, it's this guy's fault too. I mean, it wasn't even you, because like they're telling him like, hey, sit down, and the crowd reacts to that as he's still standing. And now the crowd's like buzzing because they see the interaction with him and them, and then he decides, I think the
crowd's watching like the match and getting into the match. I'm not even paying attention to what's that. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I'm excited too. And then I realized, no, that's not what they're even excited about.
Well, the best was like everyone's looking at him, and then he decides to crotch chop the security, and I think that was what. You know, then the whole crowd's watching.
He
Dude,
he
that
did
eruption,
it like 100 times. That blew it up. He immediately got grabbed at that point. Absolutely.
That was hilarious. The whole crowd popped for that. But it was well, yeah. And that's, I think, once the guy behind you guys, once tough guy behind you realized he was finally getting ejected, because they probably were annoyed by him. But again, like you said, and then I also noticed in the video, so this guy next to you, after he tells the security to suck it and does the crotch chop a bunch, the people behind are like, good, this guy's leaving. He's been rowdy this whole time or whatever. He turned around. I think one of the girls, some girl said something to him, and he turned around and then yelled at her and kind of like put his hand out at her like, fuck you or whatever to her. And so once he did that, that was when the guy stood up and then shoved him. So
geez. Yeah, see, like I didn't see like any of it. But that family behind me was mad nice. They took he went to go get drinks, and like they took a picture of me, and like I was chit-chatting with them, and like, you know, making sure that the kid, like I saw that the girls were like excited for Bailey, so I got out of their way, you know.
It wasn't that family though. Yeah, that family looked like they were pretty cool. Like it was the one slightly off to the right or the back left of him that was like upset. It seemed like.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like it was one big family that was like, but I have no idea. That's the thing is, I literally was having a good time. I was sitting near a friend. I was sitting, you know, like somebody had a fucking sign for me on hard cam, and I was like, oh fuck, like that's so sick, you know what I mean? I have like this awesome, all these women in the ring, and my freaking name is up there, and I'm just like, I'm feeling good, I'm having a good time, and like, honestly, like, yeah, the person that I was with was rowdy, and like rowdier than I would be, and maybe at an indie show I'd be as rowdy because that's a little bit more acceptable, I guess, there, because that's how everybody is, but like, you know, whatever, like who am I to judge how you interact at a show? I agree if somebody tells you to sit the fuck down, sit the fuck down. Nobody was telling me to sit the fuck down, and then all of a sudden I'm getting kicked out, and I'm just like, damn, like, what did I do? But, you know.
Yeah, you can see in the photos that you're like a step in front of him and everyone, and you're like screaming like at the show that was really picking up at the time, and it's like you're completely
I was disappointed
unaware.
It was like some move where I thought like Finn was doing something, and then I was like, oh fuck, come on, you know, like I was screaming like come on, something like that, you know.
Yeah, and then next thing you know, you're being and because you're screaming at the ring. And then this guy's being told to sit down, and then he's like turning around, looking at everyone, saying "suck at everybody," you know, and suck at the security.
It looks like we're together in this. Like,
yeah, it looks like you both are like you look like double like Hitler, and it's Germany, and like you're at the top of a balcony screaming at everyone. Like that's what it looked like. It was weird. So, because even when I saw it, I was like, what are they doing? What is she doing? Like, what are they doing? And then, like, I realized, oh, the match is going on. She's paying attention to the match, and he's yelling, and the security guard's yelling, and then he's taunting the security guard a little bit, and then it all went to hell from there. So, anyway, that happened. It's bullshit. It's kind of like a complete misunderstanding, sort of a bad, sort of one decision from another one to another one. Like, you don't sit down, but... I don't know. It sucks that they have to do that. It sucks that the people, like you said, behind you. It sounds like maybe they even told security. Maybe one of them even went up to security and was like, "These people in front of us." You know, it could be one of those things. But why not just?
Well, but that was the thing is like I said, aside from maybe he was more. I'm very conscious of myself when I am at a place. I'm not conscious really of like if my friends are getting up and cheering and clapping and stuff, especially like. You know, like, you got the tickets, do your thing. I'm not going to sit there and tell you to sit. I don't know you. Like, I just met the kid. He's nice enough to bring me to this fucking thing. I'm not going to tell him to sit his ass down. You know what I mean? So I don't really know, like, how much he was getting up. I don't think it was that much, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
We were getting up when everybody else was. You know what I mean? And it wasn't until that final match that there, like I said, there was a few times where, like, I saw a video, because people had fucking cameras on me all night, and somebody had recorded like a little bit earlier before shit pops off.
Yeah.
And like, you can tell, I think security was like, hey, sit, and I sit down, and he doesn't. So yeah, maybe that's the case. Maybe maybe security was just like, yo, what the fuck? Like at this point you need to sit. I don't really know, because like I said, I wasn't paying attention. I was watching the goddamn match. And at the end of the day, it's like, I like, all I was doing was getting excited for a match. I should have been more conscious of the fact that nobody right behind me was standing, sure. But like I said, I wasn't standing for long enough. I was standing in short bursts and little increments purposely to make sure that I was like, you know, not in anybody's way. God forbid, you know, for those 15 seconds that I'm standing, of course shit pops off, and now, you know, I'm the one in the fucking, like, his name's not on the goddamn articles. My name is on it. You know what I mean? So.
Well, nobody even knows who he is still. But with what is it like to have the cameras on you, like people like taping over? Because I have a small sample of it. It's a little different with me because I'm a guy, so people don't like obsess as much. I don't think, even though like I've got the show and there's 50,000 subs and all these people. I'm at NXT low, and someone took there was like an 11-minute video of me, like, which is, I thought that was the weirdest thing, of somebody in the balcony taking a video of me. And he's zooming in.
Well, that's what I mean. That's why I have to be like conscious. Like I had to worry about like, oh no, like I sometimes sit like a guy when I'm watching anything. Like if I'm into it, like I hate saying sit like a guy, but you know what I mean. Like I sit forward, like with my legs out, and I'm wearing a skirt, so I'm sitting here trying to like be comfortable, but having to like be conscious of the fact that people literally had cameras pointed at me, and maybe it was because somebody said like, oh, cameras were pointed because that kid was acting like a fool, and I was like, I don't think that's the case. Maybe that's the case. I'm not sure, but I do know that I noticed a couple of people pointing the fucking cameras at me even when the person wasn't with me. So like,
I'm sure
at the end of the day, it's awkward. It's more of like, oh my God, what if I have to like pick my nose or like pick my wedge or like, Jesus Christ, like God forbid, you know, it's like, and I'm not sitting, and the thing is like, I'm not a celebrity. I don't get to reap the benefits of like having fucking cash in the bank while also having to worry about those things.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't get the best of both worlds. I'm just getting the shit end of the stick where it's like, I'm still poor, but yeah, I still have to watch like my every fucking move when I'm out in public. And that's, you know, that sucks. It really does. It's like, God forbid I have lipstick on my teeth, or like, you know, now I'm being called fat and it's like, you know what? I got called fat 3 years ago, and I'm a lot skinnier than I was 3 years ago, and I don't fucking give a shit at the end of the day. Stop calling people names. Who cares? What does that have to do with what just happened in this video?
Probably
like,
a fat
excuse
dude.
me? You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. People just...
Yeah, people are
so
just
it's
going to be,
awkward
I mean,
and weird, and I feel like I'm always like on, you know, being policed all the time.
well, you know, these
so.
people would say, they'd be like, well, then don't go to the show. You know, they would say that, you know, but it's like, well, what do you,
That's not
you're a
fair to
wrestling
me,
fan.
though,
What are you
like-
not going to go to the show? You know, and some people say, oh, she started it by putting herself out there or whatever. And it's like, well, you tried to have some fun or whatever. You don't expect to be like in the friggin', like you said, spied upon. But, you know, I mean, it makes sense that people want to take a photo with you or of you or video maybe because they're like, oh, that's that Felicia girl, you know. So there's got to be at least, when you think about it, there's got to be at least 800,000 people that are aware who you are. So it's like, you know, people are going to point cameras and stuff like that. But yeah, if they do something weird, like make a website about, you know, these weird photos of you or something.
Instead of pointing a camera, why don't you come up to me, meet me? You'll realize I'm actually way nicer than whatever you think that I am. You know what I mean? And we'll take we'll take a picture together. And then, you know, now you have like a friendship. And the next time you see me, we can have a conversation. Like, that's the way I like to operate at a wrestling event. That's the way I like to operate at any kind of subcultural situation. I like to, you know, put myself out there because I am not very social. I'm very antisocial. So those few days a year where I put myself out there to expect to meet new people and take pictures with people, I actually want to do that, and I'm okay with it. I'm welcome to it. Fucking come up to me, have a conversation with me, get to know me. I swear to God, you're going to end up not going home and posting that rotten thing that you were going to post, because
Right.
I'm a super nice person at the end of the day. And like, yeah, I accidentally went viral 3 years ago because I snuck down from a section that was super high up that no one would have seen that dumb sign at. People saw it at. A fucking photo was the one that you know, that's what got me viral. It wasn't even being on WWE or anything like that. I wasn't on fucking camera once.
Yeah.
It was a stupid picture. It went viral. Okay. And what did I do with it? Instead of running and hiding after everybody slut shamed me and fucking told me that my mom wants me to burn in hell, I decided to embrace it and say, no, you know what? Let's fucking own this shit back. Women can sexualize men. Get the fuck over it and, you know, move on with your life. If you have a fucking problem with it, don't look. Don't pay attention.
What I noticed
I promise you there's not that many people out there doing it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, and the other thing is nobody, what I noticed too is people don't, a lot of times they're just afraid or they don't want to come up and say hi to you, like, because they're out. And it's like people are too, like, over worried now, like, I don't want to bother you. So that happens a lot, and so they'd rather take a photo or video you from wherever. I've had so many people say, I saw you, and I didn't, and I'm like, why didn't you say hi to me? You know, because, like, I'm just like you. Like, I'm probably excited to see you. We're not huge celebrities, so if 5 to 20 people come up to me, that's pretty fun. That's, like, fun to me. To you. It's like, it's not like, you know, if there was 1,000 people like mobbing you, you'd be like, oh
right,
shit, no.
Yeah,
but
we're not Sasha Banks walking into the fucking hotel trying to fucking take a dump. You know what I mean? We're fucking chilling on the, you know what I like? I get why they're fucking frustrated, but like, the more the better. Like, I would love to meet everybody so that people, I don't even care. Don't take a picture, whatever. Just like meet me and like know that like I'm a decent human being, you know, like, especially now that like I'm putting myself out there and I've become a wrestling manager and I'm trying to like, you know, enjoy myself in that side of things. Like, of course, like, you know, I would like to be more social and meet these people that, you know, are saying something about me online, whether it's positive or negative. I promise, even if you have to say something negative to me, if you do it and do it with respect, I will absolutely be receptive to it. If you are like, listen, I do not like what you do and here's why, I'm totally open to being like, I totally get what you're saying. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not an irrational person. I get why I'm polarizing and I understand both sides of the coin. I know why people don't like me and I know why people do like me. But you have to give me a chance before you can make that decision, because I'm a human being underneath all these fucking signs and, you know, whatever you think. It's not a gimmick. I'm just being my goddamn self and I'm a goofball. Get over it.
How many times have you been kicked out?
I'm not trying to fucking get anything.
How many times have you been kicked out because of the signs? How many times have you been booted for the signs?
So that was the first time.
That was it.
Was the first time ever.
None of the signs got you booted, but that did yesterday.
Well, I got booted on. I got a soft boot on Sunday because I brought back "Face Fuck Me Finn" sign. But it was, like I said, it was a soft booting. I really could have gone back, but I didn't.
Where were you sitting for Sunday? Where was?
It was not hard cam, but it was like kind of near there, section like 9 or something like that.
Okay.
7, I don't fucking know.
Well, if you watch, I can remember, I can remember Money in the Bank, and I was worried about getting kicked out because when Kane, I think it was Kane, it was like 2013 in Boston. I think Kane came out and like cost Dean or cost somebody in the event. I don't even remember it. And I was so angry, just sick of Kane. I remember that, like I was really drunk and over the top. So I put double middle fingers out, like flicking him off, and like the camera was zoomed in on his head, so the crowd is right to his left, so you can see me. They never edited it out. It's on the network still, but it's like I'm just like giving the double fingers to Kane. That's
fucking awesome.
It's really funny though. Like it's weird.
Super funny.
And then, well, they must not have been too mad because then they like, hey, come on here, so come back, you know. But well, anyway, that's that. I think it's a big misunderstanding. I think it's important to understand it because it's a complicated thing depending on which video you see, what pictures you see. I don't think the websites have been too bad to you at all. I don't think. I haven't read every article.
Well, some of them are saying that I was yelling, like that I wanted him to do me. Or what I don't know, whatever. I honestly remember making one joke, and it was like I said, it was like a very tongue-in-cheek.
Who cares? You could have been screaming like, "I love you, Finn. Do it, Finn. Do it, and I'll do you." Like, there's nothing wrong with any of that.
Yeah, I wasn't like, Finn, fuck my asshole. Like it wasn't like that.
Penetrate me until I come. Yeah, it's
and
so
plus
stupid.
When I'm like when you're shouting, no one can actually hear. Like you know, like no one can hear the words you're saying. It's just, what? Shut up.
This video
People
though,
just be pulling fucking stuff. They're literally making up the dumbest stories about me, and I love it. I'm just like, yeah, just keep going.
Man,
well, weirdos.
Hey, at least it's I see. I would love this type of attention. I wish I could get that. See, if I was doing this show and I could be you doing this show, like this would be great for me. Like I'd be like, oh, whatever, like cool.
Well, hey, listen. As I was getting like booed and shouted at on my way out, I was like, all I thought of in my head was like, this is what it feels like when I'm like in the ring and I'm trying to get booed and shouted at, and this is just practice for like the next show I do. Honestly.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, that's
whatever.
right. Yeah. How's that been going? When did you start doing that? You're a manager now, right?
Yeah, I did. I started a couple of months back, so I'm super green. But I've done a couple of shows now. I've managed Jay George and Nick Sullivan from upstate, and I did a little ring announcing / hosting / whatever you want to call it for CZW, which is fun, and it's cool. I don't know. I'm enjoying it. I have a couple more shows booked coming up, and yeah.
All right.
I just like, you know, I think it's like fun to get yelled at. And I think I'm good at that. I'm thinking I'm good at people, getting people to boo me. So
I love getting yelled at. That would be it's been my dream to leave when I leave the company that I'm doing commentary for, to be like, to just get up there and be like, you know what? I hated you people this whole time and I hate this place, and just go off on everyone and then let the good guy come out and, you know, hit me with some kind of move and then I'll never come back again. That would be the best thing ever to do. So that what you're doing is great, because there is nothing like that. I love it. The only thing that's close is like doing the shows that I do live. If I didn't do that I'd probably be back there, because wrestling is the best, like to get those reactions and everything. But yeah, if they ever need a commentator, you let me know. I'll be up there with you in a second.
Oh hell yeah.
I don't know. Shit. Like I think we covered everything. Is there any other? What's the weird? Because you've had some terrible. Not to dwell on the negative. I mean, you probably had some really cool things happen. What's the best thing that ever happened to you, and the worst thing that ever happened to you at these shows? Is this probably could be it? But
at these shows,
yeah, at any show you've gone to, NXT, WWE, like when you've gone to.
It depends. I guess you could say like. It's best and worst. Like, I don't want my life to change, and it would have been a lot different if it didn't happen 3 years ago. So, like, I don't regret it, but sometimes there's days where I'm like, I can't handle it, you know? Like, I'm a human, and I love how my voice is cracking. Obviously, I was shouting yesterday. Like, I'm a human, and I have emotions, and sometimes it gets to be a little much, and I definitely think sometimes it's like, that was the worst day of my fucking life. But at the same time, I think it's also probably been the best thing. So, I feel like it's the same thing. Just 3 years ago, the face fucked me fun sign, I guess. This is, I don't know, this is a horse of another color. I'm not going to lie. Like, I definitely didn't expect this to happen, and I don't know, you know, where it's going to go next. It's only day one of, like, the ridiculousness online and stuff. Like, this could be awful for me, or this could be great for me. Who knows? But people are talking about me. So, you know, the more you hate me, the more your name is in, my name is in your mouth, and the more you get to spread the word of Felicia Rose, the people's tramp. So thank you guys.
Well, Where people can see you in New York, where's the next time somebody can see you?
The next time I have a show for Now You Create NYC. It's not booked yet. I'm not sure when that is, but that's coming up probably soon. And then in Syracuse, October 21st, Wild Zero Wrestling. And then in November at this new like after hours thing. I need to not be this high when I talk to people about this stuff.
That's okay, as long as you can put your social media out there.
It's like Pro Wrestling After Dark or something like that.
Oh, that sounds cool.
It's a brand new promotion, and it's supposed to be naughty. So, of course, obviously they brought me in.
Shit, I'm going to go there in bondage and watch the show.
Hell yeah. It'll be
weird.
fun. And Joey Ryan will be there, too. So.
Ah, nice. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Well, where can everybody get to you on social media? I mean, I don't know where you are anymore. I'm banned on everything myself, so.
Yeah, I keep getting deleted. The People's Tramp is my Instagram account. I also have Felicia Rose Backup as my backup account in case it gets deleted. And then just Felicia Rose on Twitter, and that's where you can find me.
All right, there you go. Guys, I'm gonna just cut it right there. And well, there you go, guys. That's Felicia Rose. Thanks for stopping by with us. She's always been nice to me. We've always had a good time. And man, I don't know, if you're out there and you want to give her a ticket, you can get her a ticket, go to a show with her or something. I don't know, but don't start telling the security to suck it so she gets kicked out as well. But hey, I guess at least the ticket didn't cost any money for her, you know. Thanks to her for sitting down with me. Hope you guys enjoy this. We'll see you later. If we have an update from Grim on his footage of the situation, we'll talk about it. See you tonight live after SmackDown.